And you're live.
Hi, welcome to Creative Crits. We are in the fourth game of Kal'add. Some quick announcements before we really get into everything. On the 16th, yet another adventuring party is having, is that episode 3? I think.
Episode.
I believe that's episode 3. Kal'add, episode 5, will be on Sunday the 19th. If you have not yet taken a look at our Discord, please go ahead and hit the link for our Discord community. We're trying to build a really cool community that we can share the love for TTRPGs and get to know each other, share some memes. So if you'd like to get to know us, have some live games on Discord, go ahead and check that out for me. I really would appreciate it. And one last note. We have a new lighting setup, and there's a possibility at various times that there might be flashing lights. So if that is a concern for you, please know that our lighting setup might change as the game commences. But to hop into it, I'll give a quick recap of our last session. During our last session, our party decided to explore a little bit of the city of Stormbreak Harbor. You guys explored an inn and the Drunken Barrel Inn, got some drinks, proceeded to explore the Wild Heart orphanage. Sorry, lost my words there for a second. And then proceeded to look around the city, got some new equipment, including a hat, and we left the party near an inn split the Iron District. Kaori and Captain Bella Bones are inside the Iron District with Bella currently undressing.
Oh yeah.
And then the rest of the party is standing outside of the Iron District on the stone bridge over the waterfall, kind of in the middle of Stormbreak Harbor. I'll first start with the two of you that are on this bridge. You are standing there and waiting. And as you're waiting, a gentleman goes ahead and walks up out of the market district. He's currently wearing silver plate mail with a large crest with a fish on it. And he proceeds to walk up and starts to cross the bridge. What would the two of you like to do?
It's a very interesting looking individual. I suppose
Well, if you don't feel like he'll react to you, he'll tilt his cap to you as he passes by. But otherwise, if you don't say anything to him, he will proceed.
Am I on this bridge as well?
You are on this bridge as well.
Oh, I was shooting fire bolts, essentially like fire rock or bottle rockets up into the air to cause a distraction. I think I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that stopped because that was a distraction to let Kaori get into the Iron District, which she has currently gotten in, and it's been just a little bit of time as Bella and Kaori have now already gotten the stuff that they needed to get and are changing in an alleyway.
Yeah. About how long has it been since Bella went in?
Probably 20 minutes. It's probably approaching the 30-minute mark.
Okay.
To give you a point of reference, during the last game, she told you that she'd be 30 minutes and to be concerned if she left. It takes any longer than that.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and ignore the man in the fish armor for right now. If anybody else goes in, 10 minutes down the line, I might want to talk to them, but...
Okay. This man goes up to the guards and shows them something, chats with them a little bit, and proceeds to walk into the gate.
Okay.
You feel the time continuing to pass by and creep close to that 30-minute mark.
And do I see any sign of Bella?
You do not see her as of right now.
Oh man, I don't like this at all. I told her 30 minutes. She should be in and out pretty quickly if she's just grabbing her stuff and leaving.
I mean, knowing the two of them, it's probably going to be a little bit. I say we give them a little bit longer, and then maybe we start knocking heads or doors. One of the two.
All right.
I assume that the two of you wait a little bit longer. I'm going to hop back to Bella and Kaori. So, last time that we left you, with the guard turning his back and kind of trying to block the view of you as you undress and change into a nicer outfit so you can explore the Iron District.
Right.
And as you're undressing, you get into your nicer garment, get it over your head, pull it down, and look around, and Kaori, Fox Kaori, is gone. She has disappeared. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Really good at those. Should I roll in the thing?
Yeah. And maybe. Oh no.
Nope.
That's a good old. Let's see. It's perception.
Yep.
So that's a -1. So that's a 1.
So you look around and she is gone. Absolutely just vanished. What would you like to do?
Well, we had. I know we wanted to explore around the Irontown district, but I can't really remember why. Was it just because Kaori wanted to?
She was pretty eager to peek around for her own reasons, yes.
All right, and it seems like she's just maybe seen something and wandered off. It's fine. And I look very dashing.
Can you describe how you look?
Very dashing. So I probably didn't do anything with my hair or my hat, so I'm still wearing like my captain's hat, and my hair is all like kind of wild and choppy. And I just have on the probably just a nice dress where the bottoms of it look like it's maybe seen some dirt, haven't bothered cleaning it or taking it to the dry cleaners. Mm-hmm. But
absolutely. So you look a little nicer now, kind of skirting the edge of high society and dirty pirate.
Yeah. If somebody were to look at me a little bit too long, they'd be like, that person is just wearing a costume.
Right.
Okay, for sure.
It's like what the really nice dress looks like at the end of a day at the Renaissance Festival.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
For sure.
So I just kind of like look around a little bit, even though I can't, I don't see her anywhere. And then I tell the guys that he can go ahead and turn around, that I'm decent.
I appreciate it. I'll let you.
Where my little fox friend went?
He'll look around, and then you see him kind of notice something and be like, hey, you two, stop! And you'll see him point, and as you look, you'll notice two little dwarf children running with a bag of bread through the market.
Oh, okay, well, goodbye.
And he'll race out. You do recognize them as
they were the dwarf children.
Zod.
Yeah.
Ovid and Zod.
Ovid and Zod, yeah.
Ovid and Zod.
And they're running towards the center of the Iron District currently. But
okay.
The guard proceeds to run off after him.
Okay, well, if he's going that way, I'm going to go the other way and go back towards where the other two are.
Absolutely. So as you exit, you do see the same gentleman that I mentioned before, walking around and asking people, talking to various people in the Iron District market. Mm-hmm. The Iron District has its own market that is kind of like private for the upper echelon of Stormbreak Harbor. You proceed to walk out the gate. Probably about 45 minutes have passed, and these two are waiting on the other side, and you're reunited.
I just wave.
Took you long enough.
I'm sorry, I had to get changed.
I can see that. Just wanted to.
You look absolutely lovely. Me, I was about to, blow the door down, come looking for you. But this big lug here said, hey, maybe that's a bad idea. We kept faith in you. That's what's important here.
Well, I appreciate it. Sadly, I think I've lost Kaori.
Lost as in.
Like, I had her, no I don't.
Well, if she was concerned about sticking with the party, she probably would have stuck with you.
Yeah, she seemed really interested about something in the Iron District, and really, really wanted to go and check it out, which is why I got changed, because they wouldn't let me just wander around looking how I looked. But then, when I got done changing, she was gone.
All right. Well, I suppose we can keep an ear to the ground. Can't really take off without her.
It's true.
Do you have anything else we need to...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wanting to say, I believe that's what they call a bait and switch. You sure she really wanted to check something out there?
Yes. As far as I could tell, she seemed really interested in something in the... Is it the Iron District or Iron Town?
Iron District.
Iron District, yeah. I don't know.
You're a real popular lady. Maybe she just was looking to keep a lower profile.
It's true. I am very well known. Pulls out one of the wanted posters.
Sweetie, maybe we just don't pull those out right now. And I'm just kind of reaching up and trying to roll it back up.
Right.
Maybe start. You could maybe start flashing those around when we're not in the city anymore.
But this is where everybody knows who I'll be.
That's not a good thing right now. You could end up back in a cage like we were before.
Oh well, I suppose.
Nothing for it right now. Is there anything else that we need to get done while we're waiting for Kaori to decide whether or not she wants to stick around?
I was just going to get a boat, but or see about borrowing a boat.
Purchasing a ship, or are we just gonna hop on one and take off? Because again, our friends in there.
Either paying for charter or seeing how much one would be. I got 200 gold pieces, right, from on top of the 70 that I had before. Yeah. So I have about 270 gold. I don't know how much a ship usually is.
I'll let you make an intelligence check.
Kit's pupils immediately turn into whatever the D&D version of dollar sign.
See 2 gold pieces. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
That would be a 3.
God.
You think that you could totally get a ship for that much?
Yeah.
You could probably get a pretty nice one, too.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, we could just go down to the docks and see if anybody has a boat for sale.
Purchase a ship, I suppose. All right. I'm okay with this plan.
I'm personally, I'm not of a naval persuasion per se, but I am of a persuasion to get out of this town before wanted posters of the rest of us start popping up for, breaking out of prison. So yeah, I'm all about this idea.
That's true.
All right, to the docks.
Just to remind you guys, literally probably 40 some odd hours ago, the attack happened on Stormbreak Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
And every ship that was in the harbor had gotten sunk.
Yeah.
While there are ships that are being repaired, there's very few that are in working state, and the ones that are our sailing vessels came in that last
remember
time.
You mentioning something about ship repair or pulling up a sunken ship?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and as I mentioned, I might have mentioned before, there's a few different message boards where people will post things that they're looking for people to hire. Yeah. The message board that you previously found said that had a message for laborers needed for recovery. See Dockmaster David. Ship repair needed. Speak to Shell. A black and red sloop with a giant hole in it. Shipwreck scavengers needed to recover weaponry from a vessel. Dockmaster David. Along with the wanted poster was what was on the message board by the docks. So of the message boards that you saw, those were the messages that were out there.
All right. I mean, ship recovery might not be a bad front for finding a suitable vessel, especially if we pull it up from the water minus an identifying marker too.
Yeah, that could work. Plus,
Captain, if I could, how many people does it take to run a ship exactly?
it depends on the size of the ship, really.
What kind of ship do we need?
It's just a small little sailing vessel, right? How far away is the island that we need to go to?
It's not too far away. You'd probably need at least a sloop to get to these other islands, just as far as like having a ship that's big enough to be seafaring within an archipelago. So
yeah.
What was the name of the island that we need to go to again?
Which island are you trying to get to?
The pirate island.
That's Ianzaru.
Ianzaru, all right.
Ianzaru. Yeah, so perhaps maybe a crew of like 3-4 people would be fine.
You probably want a crew. I would assume closer to like 10.
10. A crew of 10 people.
And assuming that if you go under that, you are gonna be staying up all night, basically.
Yeah, we would need people for shifts. Okay. So we need to obtain a sloop.
Ships actually take quite a few people to sail. Right. You're talking about when you get into the really large ships, like the ships that attacked. Those are almost cities in themselves and have hundreds of people living on them. So,
is there any interest in say a pirate sailboat, perchance?
Like a skip?
Yeah, I'd be down for a little sailboat. If we can find one, and if it'll get us to where we need to go, I can sail it with the proper amount of crew. I think it's just a matter of what's available.
I'm just thinking in my head, and believe me, you are the mistress of the sea as far as I am concerned. There are currently 3 of us, potentially 4 of us at best. And should we find any, what do you say? How do you people say it? Booty? We only got to split it 4 ways versus 10.
It's true. Well, what we could do is just hire a crew to get us there and then ditch them. Right? That could work. That could work.
Like pack mules of the sea.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Very well. D20. This is gonna be bad. That is a 6 on the die, and I do not think I am an insightful individual. I am not. So that is going to be a 7.
What? Go. Well. Sorry, I think I was looking for intelligence, but what? I think that you think that there's probably ways to work around having a larger crew. If you really wanted to, I think some of you could stay up, or you feel like you could rig some of the stuff to where one person might be able to work a few different people's jobs, given time and some effort. But exactly how to do that seems to kind of elude you.
At this point, I think with the amount of funds that we have, if we don't buy a ship, we could at least charter a ship to that region.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
But again, we've got a friend here or party member here who we can't take off without.
I'll tell you what, how about we go and do the ship recovery while we wait for, hopefully, Kaori to come back and meet up with us. It'll be some time to make a little bit of funds and get a feel for what the availability of vessels are in the area, at the very least. What say you, Git? Do you want to make a bit of coin?
I am all about it. DM, what time is it currently?
I assume that it's approaching noon. You left to the Iron District kind of in the morning, so I'm guessing that we're starting to get into early around noon.
If ship recovery is something that we're into, I might be able to concoct something that help us out. But we're gonna have to wait. It's gonna take me a little while to fix it. Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe we could get the information at least.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Is there a place where we should meet up, or are we all going to the same place? And
if we get separated for any reason, I think the orphanage is a good meeting place just to kind of regroup.
Okay.
You have paid for the orphanage for about a week.
Yes, we currently have 6 more days of room and board there.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go check on the listing, and then you can get to work on whatever you need to get. And check in at dinner.
Sounds good to me.
This sounds absolutely fabulous.
Okay.
Wonderful. So you are headed to Dockmaster Tavid. Where are the two of you headed?
Do you need anything for your concoction or your tinkering or anything like that? Materials?
I think I got about everything I need, but if you happen to come across any scrap metal, just stick it in, you got pockets in that thing, right?
Not really, no. But I can carry scrap metal.
If you come across any sheets of discarded armor, something along those lines, just pick one up, tuck it in. I'm playing the long game here.
Good to know.
For sure. I will follow you two first,
Okay.
and then hop back to Bree since she started us off.
Sounds good. So we're heading back to the orphanage. I'm looking around for any, I guess, like heaps of scrap metal that might have accumulated outside of like smithing shops or...
You can definitely go to the smith and ask for scrap metal. However, there's not just necessarily piles of stuff.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to, take
or something.
there is quite a bit of wreckage in the harbor district of shanties that have been kind of destroyed, where you might be able to find some metal, assuming the people that were living there have abandoned it. But.
All right. Let's go down to the harbor district and see if there's any abandoned shacks and see if we can pick up some scrap metal or something like that.
Okay, absolutely. I'll have you go ahead and roll a d20 for me as far as finding that. Are you with him?
Right.
Good.
Yeah, I would say I'm with him. And just so you're aware, my intent here, full plate is 1,500 gold.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while, and it's going to take a lot of scrap, but I'm trying to Mad Max myself some full plate armor.
That's crazy. I thought you had like the suit too. That like
the armorer artificer.
Yeah.
The suit of armor I'm wearing becomes my casting focus.
Yeah. So
it makes the armor better. Right now I'm wearing, I think, scale mail.
Okay,
not
cool.
Bad, not bad.
Gotcha. So we're looking at upping the AC on that. Gotcha. All right. So let's see if we can find enough scrap metal throughout to maybe at least get like a quarter of the way there or what have you.
Sure.
All right. So first roll with these new metal dice. I'm excited. Not great, but not bad. Let's see here. So it was a 5 on the dice, and
You know what? With a 5 on the dice, you find a little tiny bit of scrap.
okay.
But really, you're probably talking about enough to maybe that you might be able to melt down and tinker with and make different materials with, but not enough to really make a big impact on building plate. But I will keep track of that as far as if you're saving it up for later uses. Hop to you.
Oh wait, hold on. I misread that. My bad. That was a 15, not a 5.
Okay, I'll say with a 15, you probably get maybe close to a quarter.
Okay, great. There we go.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So, Bella,
Mm-hmm.
you make your way back down to Dockmaster David. Once you get his attention, he turns to you and says, "Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you again. How can I help?"
Yes, after talking over with some of my friends, we were interested in one of the listings that was on the board about ship recovery.
Yes. There's actually been several requests for ships to be recovered. Usually, depending on the size of the vessel, it's something about a fifth of their cost will be paid to you for recovering a ship. So if you can manage to get, there's currently a sloop, a galley, and a brigantine that are sunk near the shore, near enough that recovery is reasonable if you have a large enough vessel that can haul it up. Of course, how you recover it is purely up to you, but that's somewhere between 1 to 10,000 gold for depending on the size of the ship that you can recover.
Perfect. And it's to be paid out in gold then.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is there any ship recovery where like if we get the ship, we get to keep the ship, like a finders keepers kind of thing?
Even though that ship is sunk, that is the property of the owner of the ship. It's still their property, even though it's sunk.
What if they keep the gold and then I keep the ship?
That would be theft. That would be piracy.
But they get to keep the gold. It's like I'm paying them again. It's like.
Now, if you have like a transfer of deed, then obviously we can overlook that. I'm sure that's many individuals would be willing to sell their sunken ships in order to recover some gold.
What's her name again?
David.
David, you're the most difficult dockmaster I've ever had to deal with.
Oh god.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too. So, to risk life and limb to go and get these ships, recover these ships, do I do that through you, or do I get to know whose ship it is?
I can direct you to whoever ship that you'd like to recover.
Okay. Can I get a list of those?
Yeah, there's currently a sloop. There's a brigantine and a galley that's sunk, I believe is what I said.
Yep.
Yes. What would be the best for me to get if I wanted to keep it?
I think he was talking about earlier the sloop? The sloop was like
the sloop would be the
sizable-
smallest.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the most sizable ship for the amount of crew that we're.
Listen, start small. I don't need a big pirate ship yet.
Yep.
All right.
The sloop is another ship owned by Shell.
By Shell.
Yeah, he's the crustacean man. He's just down the way, and he'll point over, and you'll see a ship that's kind of been pulled onto the shore, and it has a giant hole on it. This red and black ship, and he'll direct you over there for Shell.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him. Do I need to tell you if we're doing this, or is it just
Really?
up to him?
It's not much of my I'm not concerned about it. I'm really just the middleman, making sure.
So just like a busybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I make sure things get done here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go do things.
So you proceed to leave and head. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Go off and
jeez.
insult the guy who we're trying to get work from here.
That would be 10 on the die, so 9.
You don't notice anything.
Nope. Great.
So I'll hop back to the two of you.
Right.
I might have lost you, operator. I don't know if I can hear you. But what the two of you have collected a little bit of metal,
Yep.
are headed back to the orphanage. Is that the case?
Yeah, assuming so, because that's where we have like your workshop set up and stuff, right?
Yeah, there was a little workshop set up there. I would say I've got like my notebook out. I've got a quill, and I'm coming up with ideas. I think I know what I'm trying to make tonight, but I'm trying to get the pneumatics of it set up. You would see there's like a drawing of what looks like a fish, and there's like, but you wear it as a hat, and there's like a tube that comes out of the mouth and then goes around the back of the head and then goes right back to the mouth.
Completely over Solarem's head.
I got ideas, buddy. I got ideas.
It's a fish head scuba mask is what you're making.
Yeah, essentially. Like, I'm drafting it out. It's like, it looks dumb, but it's a giant goldfish that you set over your head, and then you look out of its googly eyes, and trust me, this is going to make our lives so much easier.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I've never worn a fish on my head before, but there's always a first time for everything.
Okay, so you proceed to start working on your water-breathing fish head.
Yes, I am. It'll take me a long rest in order to do it. But I'll kind of reach into the back, or like the cloak that I tinkered with on his armor, and I'm pulling out like essentially like a little battery pack, because I can only infuse 2 things at the same time. But yeah, I'm creating 2 caps of water breathing.
Okay. Sounds good. So you will lose a little bit of your AC.
That's
from
fine.
that.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. We're good with that.
So you, let's say that takes 8 hours. During that time, Solarem, would you like to do anything else?
I would say at this point, since I've got him back at the orphanage there, he's kind of wandering around. Or no, he's working on it. I'd like to wander around and maybe see if I can maybe look at a tea shop.
Sure. As you wander around, you actually recall passing by a tea shop earlier this morning. You proceed to go into the trades district, and kind of right there on the corner, you go by a tea shop called Tranquility, and they kind of have an outdoor patio area with several different tables, and then some the indoor area where you can either be seated or drink tea as well. Okay.
We've got like 8 hours, right?
Yeah, you have a while he's tinkering.
Since we got like 8 hours to kill, I'll go up to whoever looks like the owner of the establishment, and I'll just approach them. What do they look like?
He's a kind of tubbier gentleman. He has one of the mustaches that go out, and he's kind of waxed it and curled it a little bit. Okay. And you up to him, and I assume you introduced yourself?
Yes. Hello. My name is Solarem. I am looking for a bit of work trade here. I haven't a whole lot of money to my name, but I would like to look to acquire some of your finer tea in exchange for maybe some bus work or dishwashing, whatever you need.
And I'm Bresban. Well, let's see. And he tosses a cup towards you. And do you want to take a dex check to see if you can get that?
Sounds good. All right, that is a 14 on the die plus, let's see here, for Dex check. That's +4, so 18.
You catch it flawlessly. Well, you definitely have your wits. I can trust you with our servingware. I could definitely use an extra hand. Some of my other guys that have been working for me are out dealing with their homes that have been destroyed. I would be happy to give you a bag of the High Guard Select. It's only enough for a few cups, but for a day's labor, it's a fair trade.
All right. I am more than happy to make this deal. And I take his hand and shake it.
Absolutely. So you get to work, and you're starting to pass your day time serving tables. I'm gonna have you go ahead and just give me another dex check to see how you perform through the day.
Okay.
I'll go back to you. So as you approach the ship, again, this is a black and red sloop that does have a giant hole in it, and you see this kind of crustacean man trying to pull out boards and figure out how to put them back into place. Clearly, he needs a lot of new wood to fix this boat, but he's kind of refusing the idea that he's still thinking that he can fit old boards into the right spot and it won't leak. What would you like to do?
Just walk up and go, hello, are you Mr. Shell?
Shell. My name's Shell, yes.
Shell.
Are you here to fix my boat?
I'm here to recover a boat, I think.
Oh, you're gonna recover my other ship. Yes.
Yes, question about that. Do you have a lot of extra ships if we were to get...
I really just have the two, and both of them are obviously out of commission. So really, I don't have any ships.
Right. Well, how about my friends and I are interested in helping you recover your ship because I lost mine and it is sort of unrecoverable at this point. Too much of it gone. You understand?
Yeah,
But,
I totally understand how that is. As he tries to get a board back into.
But you see, we still need to get to. We need to travel, do a bit of travel here soon, and so I was hoping that perhaps part of the exchange here, if we go and recover your boat, help you fix it up, perhaps we can rent it for a little bit and lower the cost of whatever you were going to pay us in exchange for, say, renting us the boat for the amount of time that we need until I can get my own ship again, you understand?
I'd be happy to let you borrow it for a month or two if you recover it and fix it. However, I really need some collateral if you're gonna do that.
Collateral, yes.
And I don't personally know you. I don't know who your friends are.
Oh, well,
so I can't
I'm the great Captain Bella Bones. I hail the... How many seas there are? How many seas are there? Hail the seas of the archipelago. You've probably heard of me.
I can't say I've necessarily heard of you, but I'm sure that people talk, yeah.
Yes, they do.
Does that mean that you have some collateral?
What kind of collateral would you be wanting? Like
something that's roughly worth about the price of a ship, and so I know that you're going to come back with it. 5,000 gold pieces.
Right. Well, all I have is not that much gold, and a ship at the bottom of the ocean, and an entire orphanage.
Oh no!
Well, if you have the deed of an orphanage, that's plenty to.
Deed, keys, same thing.
No.
Right?
I really need the deed, and I can make sure that it's held by a third party, so that. But it would need to probably be the deed that I need for collateral.
What does a deed look like?
You ask them, what does a D look like? I'm sure if you own the orphanage, you've seen it, but it'd be a piece of paper with the official seal of Stormbreak Harbor, and then there would be some signatures from whoever was the magistrate when you bought it.
At this point, he's got to know that she's just like talking out her butt at this point.
I'm just
a very charismatic person, all right?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
So when he said he didn't recognize her, she didn't pull out a wanted poster. No, look, see?
I thought about it.
Thank goodness you
Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
Oh, man.
Persuasion?
Yeah, or deception, just to make them think that you're dumb and not a criminal.
Yeah, this feels deception-y. Okay. Okay.
Is it cocked?
It was, and then it kind of like landed on a 5.
Plus your charisma, so it's plus 2.
Yeah, it's I'm trained in deception, so it's an
deception.
11.
11, okay.
That's enough.
Okay.
He didn't roll very high, so
yeah. I was like, that was a really shitty roll, but
really distracted by that ship.
Yeah.
It's been a hard day, week, really.
Yeah. I can imagine with all of the, like gunfire and people being like, ah!
Yeah, losing my entire life savings and yeah.
Yeah, rough day. Well, have no fear. Captain Bella Bones is here to help your ship.
So I assume that you have some trade missions that you're going about that...
Yeah.
I'd also accept collateral from whoever your investor or your merchant is for... insurance that you're going to come back with the vessel.
Oh, perfect. Well, let me just, basically, can I, dibs that boat for a second?
It's sitting at the bottom of the sea. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, perfect. I need to go and talk to my friends and my patron, my trade patron. That's a thing. And then I'll get back to you with whatever collateral that I can muster.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere, so you can probably find me right here.
Perfect. Love that reliability.
Goes back to trying to fix the boat.
Trying to Jenga his ship back together.
Oh, man.
All right.
That was great.
Yeah, so you have a little bit more time probably if they're taking 8 hours. What would you still like to do? Before we hop back to them, is there anything that you'd like to spend the foreseeable next few hours?
Next 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm just probably gonna go somewhere and find some drink, some decent wine, and some food, and I'm gonna pull up my map, and I'm just gonna do a bit of work on my map.
Okay. Wonderful. Let's see here.
Maybe get like a nice little cappuccino and a patisserie and.
So you're wanting to go somewhere nicer or somewhere here in the Harbor District?
No, just somewhere with food.
Okay. So the closest place would be the Salty Malty. And you really cheap drinks there. And you can find a table to yourself, and you see there's some sailors that come in and out, and you go ahead and work on your map. I'm gonna have you kind of do what I had them do and give me a luck check.
Ooh, just like a D20 roll?
Yeah, just a D check.
I do the one Harley gave me.
Sorry for the. We might need to put dice under there or something.
It's an 18 on the die.
Nice. Thank you, Harley.
So, as you're sitting there, you just happen to, there happens to be a nail that is poking out of this table, and you reach over to get your map, and it cuts you along your arm.
Oh, jeez.
You take 3 points of damage as you start to bleed onto your map. But the map seems to start soaking this blood into itself.
What?
Legit.
Oh my god.
And the text that you saw before fades away, and the map fades away, and the blood comes to the center and forms an eye. And that eye, as you pick it up, you can see through it, and everything kind of is tinted red. And as the time passes, and you spend the rest of the time looking at this map, that eye slowly fades until it completely dries again, and the text reappears, and the map goes back to normal. We'll go back to the rest of you.
Got a magic map. Jeez. Okay. All right. I mean, like, I finished my day's work and I head back to the orphanage.
Yeah. Did you end up giving me that dex check? I don't think.
Yeah, I got a 17 total.
Okay. Afterwards, he's so pleased with your effort and how quickly and agilely you move. He definitely notices you're faster than the normal individual,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes ahead and gives you another small bag of the house blend.
Nice.
Okay. Along with the high guard select.
Okay. So I got the high guard select and then the one bag of the house blend.
Yes.
All right. Nice.
So, over this time, do you want to tell me at all how building this fish mask worked?
I imagine if one were to walk into this workshop, there's smoke, there's a smell of brimstone, there's a bucket next to the workbench, and every once in a while, Git just reaches in and pulls out like a small mackerel, and is just yelling at it. Tell me your secrets, or I'll turn you into sashimi. Shoves it back in the bucket, and then starts tinkering back again. The idea is when you put the helmet on, and you exhale, the air that you breathe out goes out of this tube and comes around and blows back into your mouth. So it makes a circuit. I don't know what carbon dioxide is, but I like this.
Okay. It's kind of like a rebreather, sort of. But
yeah, perfectly like that. And it'll work because science.
For sure. So I assume the rest of you kind of come back at after the day has kind of passed.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably looking at it being 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Do the rest of you take a night's rest or? Okay. I'm just gonna hop forward into the morning. As you guys are preparing for rest, Ovid and Zod come in with a basket full of fine loaves of bread, and they hand them out to everyone. Not explaining where they came from necessarily, but delivering them to everyone at the orphanage, and you all can go to sleep and you know what? I figured I'd also mention, just in case you have forgotten, operator, you do have some schematics that you found. I don't know if you remembered that or not, but I just wanted to make sure you do.
It was for like a giant drill or something, wasn't it?
It's for a small mechanized robot that has a drill on it.
Ah, yes.
So,
would I be able to roll to see if I discern any more of that?
yeah, go ahead and make an intelligence check to see if you can determine that.
That is a 14 on the die, so a 19. There we go. Sorry. Tech goblins.
Yeah, so this looks like it could be something that slowly can be built by you. If you find a variety of different parts, you have more than enough scrap metal to necessarily make it, but there's some finer components that you'd probably have to go to like a jeweler's to get. And then you need a level 2 spell storing stone that's charged to kind of animate it. But you feel like once this is animated, it would be able to follow you around and possibly do some things both in combat and outside of combat. I'll send you an image of what it looks like after our game.
Yes, please do. I mentally note that down, and I'm taking notes on the side of those schematics, slowly translating it into Goblin. this is definitely something I cannot do at my current level, but the thoughts are bubbling and brewing.
For sure. So that we wake up in the morning, the three of you are rested. You've earned some tea. You are in search of a patron.
Yes.
And you have your water breathing mask. What would you like to do?
So, friends, good news on the ship part of things.
Right.
So I went and talked with the dockmaster, and then he was pretty useless and told me just to go talk to somebody else named Shell. So then I talked to somebody named Shell, whose ships are at the bottom of the harbor.
Right.
And they said that once we recover the ship, they would allow us to borrow the ship. Just as long as we have collateral for the ship, I guess.
You have a lot of money, don't you?
Oh, well, not that much money, I don't think.
How much did he want?
5,000 gold
Yeah.
worth of collateral.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But, you know...
Did he list any other jobs that we could do to earn that much, or...?
No. He just said that, he would be interested in collateral, or, if we're on a trade mission, getting him in contact with whatever, I guess, boss or patron that we would have for the trade mission.
So, making contacts elsewhere.
Right.
I mean, if we made a stop on one of the more wealthy islands, we could probably make contact with somebody like that and put in a good word for him. Laith, do you know which island would be most likely to have someone of that kind of stature that we would have access to?
Someone of that stature being a merchant patron?
Yeah,
or...
merchant patron or
Well, I'm sure there are many merchant patrons here, but if you're looking for an island that is commonly traded with our island,
yeah,
Klepton is probably the biggest trade port with close by trade port with Stormbreak.
And then who would be...
Klepton is a farming island that's not too far away.
All right, and do we have any contacts there? Anybody that I might be able to talk to about maybe starting a trade agreement with Stormbreak?
Well, Sorby is the orphanage mother there.
And she would probably have somebody that we could talk to.
Yeah, she would be the one to talk to. Of course, you'd probably have to get to her. Or we can try to get a message delivered as soon as the
ships are back on.
The ships are back.
Back on the sea. Order.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Laith.
Laith. Have you done this for a long time?
I've managed this orphanage for about 10 years.
Would you say it's like lucrative?
No. All money that is, everything that's given to us is used for the children, and there's really no money in it. I do it because I feel like it's my duty and my way of giving back to the Wild Hearts.
Right, that's nice. Would you say it's about 5,000 gold worth of like an orphanage?
Well, I mean, I had to pay quite a bit more than 5,000 gold for my real estate here. The land here in Stormbreak Harbor is quite expensive.
Right, land's land, no matter what's on top of it.
Oh, God. Hey, look, real quick, just so I caught up, Captain. So you got us a job that requires another job to do the job, so we can do the job with the job. Am I getting this right? We got to double job this to do the job.
Well, here's the thing. They won't just let us.
Tell me the thing.
They won't just let us take the boat. I tried to ask about that, and even if it's find as key, nobody seems to play by finders keepers here, and it's very troubling. So even if we go and get the boat, it's technically not our boat. And yes, this is very, it's very frustrating.
I think, I feel, I envision your heart's in the right place.
Right.
But how about we try and kill 2 kobolds with 1 stone here?
Okay.
We're trying to go to a pirate island, yeah?
Right.
So maybe somebody needs something smuggled.
Right.
Just an idea.
No, that's very, very smart. That's very smart.
Do we maybe want to do some carousing tonight and see if there's any individuals looking for crew or work in that regard?
We could do that. And nobody's heard from Kaori yet.
Unfortunately not. Laith, have you heard back from our druid friend?
I've not heard anything about her. I can send the boys out to try to find her. They are
They're pretty
really
resourceful.
quite adept at finding things.
Yeah. If they could bring back any news, I'm sure going out and looking for that nice fox lady that was staying in the room upstairs wouldn't be too much of a stretch for them. They seemed to get along pretty well last time that they were here.
I'll send them out and see if they can't find them. You know, hopefully they're careful about it, but
Yeah, they're always careful. Yeah, that would be great if you could get any news back by the end of tonight. In the meantime, carousing.
I think maybe you got some contacts, Captain, of ill repute. Might need something taken from point A to point B while we figure out exactly how we get a boat from the bottom of the ocean back to the top of the ocean.
Right. Of course. Contacts. Coming up. Do I have contacts in the city? No.
As you made your way to Stormbreak Harbor, you did proceed to skip the Harbor District and make your way up into the Iron District and stay in the nicest hotel. So most of the people that you've met so far are those of more wealth and more means, where really those that are looking to smuggle are not. But I will let someone of the party make an insight check.
Not me.
I'll give it a shot. I don't think I've got a great insight, but I'll try it. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get something transparent.
If not, I have a great idea.
This is... Okay, skills. We're looking for insight here. Okay, it's going to be a flat roll. A 5.
Woohoo!
So you don't...
I have an idea too, but I need to hear Captain Kal'add first.
Okay, idea time.
Okay, did you get...
He did.
Okay, blind.
Clue. I entirely believe that you have contacts.
So, my idea, and I don't know if the other party member... I don't know if I would necessarily tell the other party members this, but I have a bunch of flyers that say how good of a pirate I am, and so if I go around to like the seedy parts of town and just be like, hey, here's my resume. Do you need some stuff smuggled?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what we're looking for?
I don't think that's what we're looking for at all, but you're not telling Git this.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do that. You haven't told them, but I am more than happy to let you go around showing your wanted poster to
Who's
to
ready
seedy
for prison? Another
individuals.
prison break.
Okay.
Oh, Or we could turn you in 5 times.
Oh, I mean, it probably wouldn't take 5 times. Each time the bounty would probably go up a little, and
I mean, yeah, and she knows the way out now, so she just has to get into the cave when they're not looking. But
Yeah, that's true.
Let's make that like a plan C, like in case we can't do any work with the ships. Dang.
So-
Okay.
So my idea.
Yes, operator.
So my background is a guild artificer or a guild like craftsman. So I would have contacts with other craftsmen. Are there any artificers in town that are maybe dabbling in some forbidden science that are trying to export their invention elsewhere?
yeah. I'm gonna have you give me a history check for that, because I just want to see how many people you've made contacts with here, and that's really what I'm trying to find. But there are people that are possibly potential guild members.
I'm good at those. I'm going to cast guidance on myself. So I pull up my jumper cables and I'm just gonna give myself a spark of inspiration. Oh, thank God, that's gonna be a 27.
Woo!
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
legit.
for sure. So you are aware of Liana, from Engineering, which is both a jeweler and builds various fine engine pieces and stuff like that. That is a little kind of in the same artifice-y realm as you, and she would be in the tradesman ward. You are also aware of Lib from Renegade Potions. He is definitely the type that
We lost him.
Did we lose you, operator?
Yep. Yep.
Oh dear.
Well, in case you might still be able to hear us. Oh, are you back? I think we might have him back.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, he definitely got some info. There we go. Okay, so where did I lose
Sorry,
you?
I'm filming from a hotel room in Vegas, and everything just went dark for a minute. We're back.
Okay, when did I lose you?
I know a Liana, and then
Okay, so Liana, briefly, she owns Engineering in the tradesman ward, and she builds engine parts and fine jewelry parts. So she kind of works in stuff like that. And then there's also Lib that owns Renegade Potions. That's an alchemy shop that might be the place to find more explosive items. Is that kind of what you're looking for as far as people that would be part of your guild?
Absolutely. You said Liana, and what was the other name?
Lib.
Liana and Lib. Liana definitely sounds interesting, and one I'm going to have to come back to later. Now that I'm thinking about the finer components, like watchmaking type parts that I would need from a jeweler. But Lib and explosives definitely sound like somebody needs a courier service.
For sure.
Bizlocks, courier extraordinaire.
Yeah, okay. So Lib would be a great person for you to connect with.
And I relay this information to my party. Hey, folks, I got a buddy. He, every toolbox needs a hammer. This guy is essentially like a sledgehammer made of liquids. Explosives, big booms, probably some stuff that he may have patrons outside who need things delivered to him. This could be a lead. I would say if we take this, if anybody smokes, maybe not around the cargo.
Good to know.
Okay. And so sorry, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake here. Long night. So we're trying to find somebody who wants us to travel their goods,
Deliver their goods
to the island on the ship that was still recovering from Shell. Or are we asking them?
There are multiple steps to this plan.
Okay.
We still gotta get the boat up from the water.
Right.
And if what you told us is true, we can borrow this boat if the guy gets a cut of what we're doing. So we're trying to find something to do with the boat that's still at the bottom of the ocean.
Maybe what I could do is ask how much we'd get paid for the recovery of the boats. Perhaps our collateral, if this friend of yours falls through, just in case, maybe like a plan C or D, he holds our pay for us until we get back. And then that could be our collateral.
Either that, or maybe we could leave a note for Clayori to go here, and then a collateral could be a dancing fox. I mean, I'm okay with both of these. I like your idea.
An IOU with a fox.
There is also the option of my background that I had completely spaced until now. Do I have any jobs waiting for me in the bounty hunting category?
Well, you were just previously on a mission to recover the Lifestone,
Right.
And that was the last thing that you absolutely can find more bounties. Usually, bounties will be posted on those message boards,
Okay.
and that's how you'd find individual bounties.
Okay.
Yeah.
If aside from her bounty, obviously, I would like to go to the message board and see if there are any additional ones, possibly ones of dangerous individuals that need to be brought in. Something that might bring in, say, 3,000 to 4,000 gold.
You absolutely can go to a message board and look around. I suggest one of the message boards besides the one in the Harbor District because you've already looked at that one.
Okay.
So I would probably go to the one in the Market District.
Okay, let's go to the Market District message board and see if there's any bounties to be collected.
So, Git is going to talk to Lib in the Market District. You are going to the Market District to check out the message board.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you going to be shopping your resume around?
Not quite yet. We're going to leave that just in case all of these other things fall through. Because it sounds like we have a potential plan for delivery of goods with Git. I'm going to go back to Shell and just check in with him. That's probably what I'm going to do.
Okay. Well, I will start with you, operator. So you find your way to the Market District. You go by a butcher shop called Goat of Terror, and right next to it is Renegade Potions. You step in, and you see this. There's kind of like these, the library ladders that have the wheels on it that go back and forth. There's one of those, except for instead of books, there's just all these different bottles of different chemicals and things like that. And on top of that, you see this gnome that pushes off one side and rides it across to the other side. This gnome with a mohawk riding his ladder around the potion shop.
Throw open the door immediately. Lib, friend, buddy, compadre, my flibble from another blibble. It's so great to see you.
Fizzlock! I heard that you were in town. I got some great stuff that I should show you. I've been working on some inventions.
You and me both, brother. Some of them, and I'll click my fists together, that each one of them has one part of those jumper cables attached to the back. So click them together, it makes a little spark. Some of them shockingly good.
Whoa. Let me show you what I've been working on. And you'll see him like run and hop behind his counter. And the counter is taller than him. But then he pops back out and he sets a jar of water in front of you. And then he takes this folded piece of paper that has some powder in it. And he pours it into the jar. And as this powder slides into the jar, gas explodes out of it, and this cloudy white gas. And he says, "Oh, don't worry. It's entirely harmless. But even underwater, this powder makes gas."
Gas, you see? Gas that might happen to be lighter than air, or just gas that's lighter than the water.
It's definitely lighter than the water, but as you can see, it also produces heat. So this hot air could definitely I've been thinking about using it as a way of making faster balloons in the air.
My friends, a couple of compatriots of mine, we're in the business of recovering ships right now. This could be useful for that too. You ever think about possibly creating a bladder to throw this in? So it makes it. I'll call it a recovery balloon git.
I love it. We of course need testing, and I need someone to figure out a mechanism for deployment. But I would be happy to go in a partnership of sorts if you're interested in helping me develop something.
If you'll just want test subjects, I have 2 highly capable friends that would be more than willing to try this out.
Sounds great. No insurance though.
No, of course not. And honestly, if it don't work, this is one of those things. It's either going to solve the problem or it's not our problem anymore.
he giggles and goes back to behind the bar and pulls out kind of a small keg, about that big, and sets it next to you and is, "Now, you only need a little bit to create quite a bit of gas. Is there anything else you need to test this out?"
I think I can craft some stuff. I got an idea. I'm going to try and create a bladder that's mostly empty. A couple of pinches of this powder in it. You open it up, water gets in, and makes the balloon get. But now, I do have another question.
Well, first, as far as an order of business, this is about 100 gold pieces worth of my special powder. I would consider it a fair trade if you return me working blueprints of the device that you use to lift whatever you're lifting out of the ocean. Does that sound like a fair deal?
On the condition that if you start crafting these things, I get what do they call them? Royalties.
Hold on one second, and he walks behind his bar again, and you hear some like scribbling and various stuff like that, and he comes back out and it plops down a contract that lists out that off of every sale you'll get 10% of whatever earnings. Now, is this fair?
Well, I think 20% would be more fair. I mean, considering if this doesn't work out, I got funeral expenses to pay for.
Well, now, I'll consider with a little bit of marketing that you successfully lift something out of the ocean. How about 15%?
Buddy, it's a deal.
And you shake on it, and he hands you the barrel of this powder that he's created.
Now, this being said, once we do, and we will, recover this vessel, my friends and I are trying to get to an island. And I'll mention the pirate island. Is there anything that you're trying to get over there that maybe you don't want the authorities to know about?
Unfortunately, I'm not transferring any goods, but I'd be happy to buy some goods if you could find a source of saltpeter. I am in need of saltpeter for things.
Yeah, we're all in need of saltpeter for things. Is that a material that's not allowed on this island, or?
No, it's just of course it's hard to find a good source of saltpeter close by. So if you I'd be happy to, buy saltpeter from you if you happen to find some.
I'll keep my ears open.
Floppity floppy ears.
So
with that, yeah, I'll depart. Not a complete flop. How big is this barrel?
I mean, for you it's quite large. But it's probably about a foot wide at the widest and about 2 feet tall. So
I'm rolling it out.
Yeah. So you find a message board in the middle of the market district.
Okay.
The first message is call to arms. Looking for revenge on Highguard? Join New Bastion's Navy today. And Brevden is the contact for that.
Okay.
Magistrate Lawrence is looking for soldiers for the town guard. Kent is recruiting. Owner of Renegade Potions is looking for an inventor's assistant to help with a project.
Hold on 1 second here.
Sorry, I'm just rolling them out.
No, I got it. You said Kent is looking for recruits as well?
Yes, for the town guard.
Okay. For Lawrence, Kent is the one to talk to about that. Okay. And then what was the research assistant stuff?
For an inventing assistant for help with a project. Captain and ship needed for goods transport. See gallant prince in the trades ward. Owner of Lawn and Order looking for someone to bring a live specimen of wild chili to their store. And then there is a bounty on the Dread Pirate Bella Maybones for 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab that poster as well.
Okay. And you are returning to Shell. Is it okay if I go ahead, or is there anything else that you'd like to?
Just to confirm, Gallant, what was the job there?
The Gallant Prince, Captain and ship needed for goods transport. See Gallant Prince in the trades board.
All right, Captain and ship needed. All right, Gallant trades board. So it sounds like we've got plenty of jobs to get going once we have a ship. It's just getting a ship that's kind of getting to be the pain in the butt here. Okay. I guess I'll follow up with Gallant then.
Okay.
See if I can.
Would you like to go directly there?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
I'll go ahead and play that out then.
All right.
Is he the one that wants a captain?
He's the one that wants a captain and he needs a ship too. He doesn't have a ship.
Maybe if he has money,
yeah,
we can buy the ship.
It's possible. Yeah.
So you wander your way into the trades ward, which is not too far away. You find this very fine-looking establishment with various clothing inside, and as you enter, you introduce yourself. I assume I'll let you play yourself.
All right. So I walk in and I'm looking for the proprietor there. I'm sorry, what was the shop's name again?
The Gallant Prince.
Gallant Prince, all right. fine establishment that you have here.
Oh, thank you, sir. How may I help you? You don't look like my normal clientele.
No.
Do you need a new wardrobe?
No, I'm actually here as a representative for a possible, I guess the term would be client. Your posting down on the market ward message board stated that you were looking for a captain and a ship in order to transport some goods.
As soon as you say captain and ship, he goes from standing up straight to kind of like letting his gut out and hunching over. Okay. I see. You're a captain. I've been looking for one for quite a while.
Not myself, but I am a representative of a captain. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you the specifics of what I need and what I'm willing to pay. Of course,
my name is Solarem, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tucker. So, what I'm in need of is someone to transport bulk clothing items to the port of Ironzaru, specifically to. Give me 1 second. Specifically to the Keyless Shanty Inn. Then afterwards, going to the Raw Cotton Inn picking up raw cotton from the Lettuce Inn in Clepton.
All right.
And then returning here. Afterwards, I would be more than happy to pay you 1,000 gold pieces for your time and your ship.
All right. What was the raw cotton from again?
It's to be picked up at the Lettuce Inn.
Lettuce Inn
in Clepton.
Ha! All right. All right. Clepton. All right. That is a lot of work. 1,000 gold for that kind of transport is strikingly low price there. In order to be able to cart that much product, especially across the season these times, you're looking at at least 7,000 gold worth of trade there. So it's a lot of money.
Would you like to make a deception check for me?
We'll see if this works. This is all right. Can I amend my statement at the end there, just before we take a roll? And my captain doesn't like to be shortchanged, and I crack my knuckles.
So you're going to change it to an intimidation. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I am so glad you're not like a vow of truth type.
Right. That'd be a 16.
Well, I should let you know that, of course, my crew will have to ride on the ship for both unloading and loading all the goods.
We are in need of extra crew.
I would be willing to do 1,200 and not any higher.
1,200.
Payment on completion, of course.
Half upon taking the contract, half upon completion.
How about half upon arriving in Ironzaru and half upon getting back here with the cotton?
I'll be straightforward with you here. We have quite a few prospects in Ironzaru as well as in Clepton. However, we're going to need the capital to get started here. I'm afraid that it's going to have to be half now or I walk. And I take the services that are direly needed right now with me.
600 now, 600,
600?
and 600 on completion.
We were talking about 6,000.
No, it
No.
was
Just
12.
It was 1,200. 1,200, okay. 600 now, and the additional, what was it? It was 1,200
Total.
total, okay. 600 now, 1,200 upon completion. Or is it the 600 upon completion? All right.
He'll shake on it. When will your ship be ready to be loaded?
If all goes well, by about what time of the week is it towards the beginning of the week, end of the week?
It's about a midweek.
Midweek. If all goes well, by the end of the week, we have some repairs to make.
I see. Almost everyone has repairs at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to? I will make payment when we load cargo. We will need probably about half a day to load cargo.
All right.
We ask that everyone is off the ship while we load cargo until everything can be stowed.
Sus.
Is this a tailor that you're speaking with? A seamstress?
Insight check, real quick, just because he's like, oh, we need the crew on here. Oh, and we need you guys to be, off the ship while we load and unload. I'm gonna roll an insight check on that. Here.
Okay.
That is going to be a 12.
I say with a 12, you probably assume that there might be something a little odd about that.
Unscrupulous. Okay.
But I don't think.
All right. Listen, my captain is more than happy to allow for some waiving of trying to think of the word for it here. Supervision. However, if there is more to be looked into with this particular cargo, then you're asking for something entirely different, and we're definitely going to need a little bit more capital up front.
I'll let you make a persuasion check.
All right. This one's been rolling pretty well for me tonight. All right. Persuasion. Let's try to roll here. 19. Flat.
How's 850 up front and the 600 on the once we get returned here?
An additional 600 upon completion. You've got yourself a deal.
Nice. Look at you wheeling a deal in.
All right. 850. So we've got like 1,000 gold in between.
Yep. Party funds, yeah.
Party funds here. So we're like a fifth of the way there to actually buying a ship legitimately. All right.
Legitimately.
So you find your way back to what was his name?
Shell.
Shell. And as you get back to him, you see that he's like trying to fit the last board into like where the hole is, and he like places it in and then like tweaks it a little bit, and they all just like fall over.
Oh, God.
Oh, Shell.
And
Good morning.
maybe for you it's a good morning. I can't say it's a good morning for me.
Oh, well, that's not good to hear. Do you have a moment to talk about the business that we discussed yesterday?
Yes, for the ship that I have at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes. I had a question about how much it was to pay. Just flat out, like without any special arrangements. Like if we were just to take like a gold sum, how much would it pay?
So if you're looking to raise the ship up but then not sail it and not do the lease, if I was just to pay you, I'd probably pay you Is it 800 gold sound good for raising that ship up?
800 gold.
It was a tenth of the price for the ship.
Yeah. Well, the ship was only like 5,000. I think perhaps maybe, if maybe a little bit more than that is maybe what I was thinking.
I'll let you make a persuasion check to see if you can. And know that that is under the assumption that you're not going to borrow it.
Right, yep.
That's a 19.
Persuasion,
Yeah.
23.
Woo!
I could do 1,000.
Nice.
1,000, yes.
I really can't do any higher.
That's closer to what I was thinking, to be quite honest, Shell. What say you about part of that, or even all of it, being a bit of our collateral, where we use the ship to charter some goods for a little bit, make up some business. If you have anything that you need delivered or sailed across, then we can include that as a part of it. And then on our return, we get paid for recovering your ship.
I'd be fine taking, part, maybe that 1,000 and then another $3,000 gold pieces as collateral. However, I would need to charge a little bit for you commissioning, taking the vessel, and if you let me send a few of my sailors along the way and fish as you travel, I would consider it fair payment if you go out of your way to hit some good fishing spots along your journey.
All right.
One friend to another.
Of course, because we're friends.
Yes, of course.
All sailors, we're all friends, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. I'll just. Do you need any help with this today? By the way, you look like you're struggling a little bit.
I would love help. I keep putting out notices that I need someone to help me repair this, but all the freaking carpenters are already working on other ships, and obviously this isn't working.
Okay. Well, I can try and help if you want.
Sure. Do you know how to work with wood? What?
I mean, you just have a hammer and a nail and you hammer them together, right?
I mean, I guess a hammer and some nails might work better than what I've been trying.
Okay.
So, if you'd like to proceed to use the rest of the day working on the ship, go ahead and give me a carpentry check.
Was that just a dex check?
I believe.
Check?
Go ahead and give me a dex check.
Okay.
Without proficiency.
Okay. That is 9.
So you end up actually doing more damage to the ship.
Oh no!
And as you're hammering it, you end up putting in a few holes, and you realize that you're putting nails into the ship, and you might need to tar that or something, and the boards. It's not really working out how you hoped, but he really does appreciate your help, and
he's sweet.
He sends you home with 5 silver pieces for the day's labor.
Just quick question: you said he's a crustacean.
We don't have your
man,
audio
right?
operator.
Oh. There we go. You said he's a crustacean man, right?
Yes.
Does he have hands or does he have pinchers?
No, he has claws.
So he's trying to do all this with claws.
One nail and trying to hit it, or hammer in one.
Well, when he was trying to stack them up, he was not doing a very good job, and he might know how to sail, he might know how to fish. He doesn't know how to work on a ship. He has no clue. He probably thinks that what Bella was doing was truly helpful.
Oh no!
Because the thing was it was at least more together after the fact, kind of, sort of, maybe.
We were
than
both
before.
disasters. It's fine.
But I think we will take a break there. So
Okay.
we will be back pretty shortly. And stay tuned. We have a little video about stat trackers for you, and then we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ian with Creative Crits. Today we're talking about stat trackers, character trackers. But before I talk about that, I'm here in Golden Game Guild in Golden, Colorado. If you get the chance, you should totally go to whatever local game store is your local game store, because it's really important to keep these stores in business and provide support. So if you're in the neighborhood and happen to be in Colorado, check out Golden Game Guild. I really like Stat Tracker's initiative tracking system because it gives absolutely the most amount of information of any system that I've seen. Not only does it have your passive perception, or the character's passive perception, it has the passive insight and the passive investigation. It has their AC, it has their HP, it has their spell save DC. You could actually run a character just off the back of these character trackers. They have a double crease so that they sit properly on your DM screen. If you have an extra thick DM screen, like if you have a custom one made out of wood, this might not fit necessarily, but it does fit perfectly on the standard DM screen. Some of the downsides about it is they don't necessarily lay flat right out off the gate. What I ended up doing for my home ones is I taped pennies on the bottom of it just to give them a little bit of weight. This is probably something that's not great for the DM that ends up referencing the back of their DM screen often. I feel like I have most of that information memorized, so for me, it doesn't matter if I'm covering all that information up. All in all, this is what I'm using to track initiative in my games, so I definitely think that it's an easy pickup. It's cheap. I definitely think that it makes games a little bit easier to play. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a like. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.
And welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. I heard that there's a poll that went on that I am unaware of, but hopefully that the results are in and you guys know what you need to know. But we'll hop back in. So.
Oh, I know what we need to know.
I'm gonna hop back to Git since as we go back around, you just got done talking with the alchemist earlier, Lib, and
Yes.
What are you gonna be doing now?
My next stop is a tailor.
Okay.
So you would be going like back where I was coming out of.
I don't know how much time has passed. I don't know if you're still there, if you've left. I'm assuming you already had your conversation.
Would you have left right away?
I think so. I don't think I would have stuck around or like.
My guess is
around
he'd
or
be
anything.
leaving just before you got there.
Okay.
Can we roll for initiative to see if he's opening the door if I kick it in?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. No, I like that. Why don't we just let that happen? Like, unless you...
I'm down. I'm down with him.
I think
like,
that
timing
you
out.
guys should time it out. I think
right.
that's how it should happen.
I rolled a 16 on the die, -1 for my dexterity, so 15.
15. Okay, let's see what we got here. I got a 4.
I'm kicking in the door.
All right, you kick in the door, and he walks in, and I look at him, and I go,
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to offer you an opportunity of a lifetime to get on the ground floor of what I am calling Get Started.
Get started.
oh, God.
I this is a tailor shop. I'm not sure what
Yes.
you're looking for, sir.
What I am looking for is something that only you can provide and will be mutually beneficial. Tell me, my friends. And I'll lean in over the barrel that I've rolled in. Do you happen to have any waterproof fabric?
Yeah, like an oilskin? Sure. Absolutely. We don't store it out here, but any sort of time that we need a rainproof cloak or something like that, yeah.
I'm gonna pop out my napkin math that I've been scribbling as I come over, and essentially what I'm trying to create here are two.
Can I flavor that?
Please.
Can it be on the barrel and like as you roll the barrel, it's like reveals more of your plan?
Yeah, 100%. So like I'm scrolling over. It's this is my powder keg points as I roll it over.
Keg point.
And it's
Sir, are you saying that is explosive?
only if it gets wet. Don't spill your drinks, people. But what it does here, and I roll the barrel forward to show the schematic of these two like sausages with waterproof fabric and an arrow pointing towards them. What I'm essentially trying to do is create these two sausages of fabric, and I'll use like my little coin purse inside that holds, and I'll figure out the math later for the ratio of how much powder to pulse of gas. But there's a drawstring. You put the thing underwater, you pull the drawstring, it dumps the powder into the water, the thing inflates, and I'm creating salvage balloons.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And how large do you need your sausages to be?
Normally, you gotta buy me a drink before you ask that question.
Sorry.
How big's the ship? My idea is to put one along each side of the ship.
And you're thinking of raising the sloop?
Yes.
Still? Okay. My guess is it's probably 25 feet, something like that.
Okay, so two 25 foot by say 1.5 to 2 foot diameter sausages.
Well, making some sausages for you out of fabric is really won't be that difficult. The issue is fabric that is that long and waterproof might be a little bit harder. And you're going to inflate these?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to be filled with it. I just don't want water getting back in. Don't worry about the technicalities of it. We just need a tight stitch. I could probably do that myself, but you'd be saving me some time.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'd probably have to wax some new fabric to make this happen. I'm going to need at least 36 hours to get this stitched and made for you.
Okay. And the other question, and I'll let you choose how this conversation goes, my friend. How much? Are you a supplier or an investor?
Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, I've been put into a bad place, and my investments have not come in yet, so I don't have a lot of fair coin. If you're willing to wait maybe a month or two, I should have a shipment come in and a significant amount of coin. Assuming that
time waits for no gob. If it takes a couple of months for you to procure enough state of security, really, to be an investor, then I'm sorry, we'll be long gone. But I mean, if you're just trying to sell me the fabric, maybe I'll tell the gentleman, my partner in Git Fizzlock's salvaging extraordinaire, that you provide good material for more of these, let's just continue to call them sausages.
Here's the deal. I would consider that to probably cost around 60 gold pieces worth of material, including the wax and everything. I'd be happy to give it to you for 40, which is me doing it at cost, if you make a guarantee that I am the supplier in your future endeavors. And specifically in the future endeavors for Git Fizzlock sausages.
I promise you that you will be the sole supplier for waterproof fabrics for Git Fizzlock sausage extraordinaire.
It's a deal.
And I'm going to use tinkering, and I'm going to pull out just a little tiny piece of paper, and there will be a little like neon goblin that just does this, and there's a sausage in his hand. And a sausage in his hand. And I will hand that over to him.
That's a mighty fine card. I might have to find out where you get these supplied at. That's quite impressive.
Git Fizzlock business card extraordinaire. It's a subsidiary business.
Do you want to pull out a second one?
Well, I can only pull out 3. But I pull out the 4th, the first one goes away.
But yeah, and he'll absolutely do that. No, would it be acceptable for me to ask for a deposit for me to get working on this?
Let's see. How does so you're 17, so you 40 go off, let's just cover the 2. How does 17 gold sound?
Random, but enough.
And I reached out and give him the 17 gold that I have to my name.
So he is owed 23?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put it.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
No, that's the correct amount.
correct.
He's just
Yeah,
saying
the amount
the
is
owed
correct.
part.
There we go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Solarem
is there
knows
any
the flavor?
Gotcha.
yeah, so is there anything else that you'd like to do while in the shop?
We are never coming back here.
I look over and I see Solarem. Oh, good evening, sir. And I will bow deeply.
Good evening to you as well. Person I have never met before.
Oh, God.
You know, for a small deposit of 23 gold, you two could be on the starting floor of this Git starter.
Worth discussing later outside of this shop.
That sounds like a lovely idea. Git is a pleasure to meet you.
Solarem. Nice to meet you too.
I will be back in a prompt 36 hours. Good sir. And Git will turn around and start rolling his barrel back out.
I'm gonna follow him straight
like
out.
a creamed dung beetle.
I was in my head. I was thinking it.
With the armor on the back and everything. Like his little shell. Oh man. That's an image. Okay.
Okay, so the two of you roll out. Are you headed back to
The orphanage, probably.
Back to the orphanage.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that some time passes.
Or as Captain would say, our collateral.
Yeah, our
collateral's
the
an
orphanage. Listen,
land, right?
the orphanage being collateral is like Plan E.
Yeah.
No. He
That's so
agreed
many
it's Plan
plans
C.
Oh, Plan C, yes.
Yeah.
I have no clue which plan is which at this point.
Yeah, we're just like making up stuff as we go along.
Yep.
Just like flying by the seat of our pants.
Analysis paralysis who? Don't know her.
So just for the sake of ease, I'm gonna say that you guys discuss things and catch each other up and spend a little bit of time figuring out the rest of the mechanics of your inflation device.
Can we actually like talk this over? Because I feel
go
like
ahead.
a lot of us are just completely lost as to which plan we're instituting.
Well,
when.
I was just trying to get all of you back together.
Yes, thank you.
After a day's worth of work, and the three of you can meet back at the orphanage.
Silver.
Yep. Okay.
It's hard earned, and that, I would say that's probably actually a really good wage for just grunt labor.
Yep. So we come back and we start talking about our assets. So we have a lot of irons in the fire, it sounds like here. Just making sure I understand this fully, we have the raising of the ship, which in order to do that, we need the fabric that you just quote unquote purchased. The sausages.
Yes, the you know what? I'm not gonna throw my name on that one. Let's just call them sausages.
Okay.
We have sausages.
Almost. They're huge sausages, like 25 feet long.
Huge sausages are my favorite Sorry.
We're not even monetized yet, and we just got demonetized. Thank you.
I think that this is fine. Sausages is not we can say sausages. We're talking about
bladders.
Yeah, bladders.
Yeah.
Bladders.
Gassy
Yeah.
bladders and sausages.
Oh God, it's gotten away from us.
Okay.
Oh God.
All right. So in order, so out of character here. In order to raise the ships, we need the bladders. In order to get enough money to buy our own ship.
I don't think buying our own ship outright is an option.
Yeah, no, I don't think that we're even with all of these plans, we're gonna have enough money to buy a sloop outright.
Yeah, we would have to like work for like a month to make that much.
So, question:
gold.
If we brought the sloop back, let Shell repair it for us, and then we were to go back and reclaim what we need more than Shell does. You think we might be able to swing a crew in that time?
I imagine as we're having this conversation, Git is back at his desk, screaming at the mackerel and tinkering.
thing is that I don't know if... So, what was the job that you got for us today? You said you got something?
Let's just say that we had an investor that put forth quite a bit of capital on a very bad investment. 850 gold pieces to be precise.
Got it.
I don't think he's getting back.
Got it. Okay.
He is not giving it to you yet. He's giving it to when he boards.
When he boards the ship,
he boards
yeah.
the ship. Okay.
So like that guy's dumb. If
I was
did
gonna
that.
say if he handed over 850 like right then and there. So I don't have any money. Never mind then.
Yes. So potentially we have 850 and a crew. If we take that
job. But we need a ship for that.
That's what I mean. So
What's that?
He was supplying enough crew to load and unload it, probably not the entire.
I thought you said that he wanted a few people on the ship to get it there.
You assume that that's probably about 10 people, leaving you probably about 3 or 5 short.
3 to 5 short? Okay. And that's not including us.
That is including you.
That is including us.
So finger under nose player talk.
Yeah.
We did hear about the fisherman's crew that would probably help us sail a little bit.
Yes.
Those are deckhands.
Yep, and Shell, the only reason why I don't want to necessarily screw over Shell is because he's offered a fisherman crew. If we go to some good fishing spots on our way over there, give us a better deal on the ship. He said we'd need, and he would pay us 1,000 for recovery of the ship, just the one, and we could put that towards the 5,000 of collateral, and then I believe it's only 3,000 more that we needed, right?
He was going to offer it to you for a total of 4,000 worth of collateral, under the assumption that you send some of his crew with you and fish, so that he gets a little bit of fishing.
So we'd only need 3,000
kind of as a
more.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of situation.
Can we put this ship on D&D layaway?
We have to talk to Shell.
You have to talk to Shell about that.
I mean, it's $1,000, so it's $5,000 to buy the ship. $1,000 to he's probably not going to comp the $1,000 to bring it up if we're also buying it. But we've got 1,400 gold from Shady, probably.
What we could do
trafficking heroin.
What we could do is just convince him that the 1,000 he would pay us, and the other 1,000 that we have, once we get paid and once I put in my stuff, is enough collateral to take his people are on it, so he shouldn't need that much more collateral.
He said 2,000, right?
That's insurance right there. His helmet on it.
I mean,
so he needs.
There's only
3,000
of them.
He was gonna ask for 5,000 in
he
collateral.
thinks he needs
or
3,000 more.
He'll need 3,000 more if you're renting the ship from him.
That's what he thinks.
Assuming that his 1,000 is he's holding on to his 1,000 until you get back.
Okay. So point blank being, at this point we don't have any assets other than we don't have any assets. We don't have any assets. We don't have a ship. We don't have a crew.
Check.
And we are putting ourselves in debt as far as our reputation goes to get all of these plans into motion. Why don't we just go find a very poorly guarded sloop and just take it?
We have a couple of things.
You said we need 10 people minimum, right? Get 7 goons.
I mean, you could probably sail away in the ship with 7-8 people.
Yeah.
You're not going on a long sea voyage.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is taking shifts and being awake all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Solarem, I may have a slight idea on how we can do some of that.
All right.
And I'll reach into a toy chest that may have been illicitly procured from the rest of the orphanage. And I will hand you, like, it's a small little wooden action figure. Like, here, make this guy dance. I'm just going to hand it to you.
All right.
Go forth, do great things. Take charge and carry out the plan of the day. Your mission, make that guy dance.
Make the doll dance?
Make the doll dance.
Start shaking it back and forth.
You did a wonderful job. Now, behold. And I'll reach in, use a little bit of my tinkering, and 4 dolls will come out, and I've got them on strings. I might be able to do something like this with the ship.
So, like, rig it up with strings and make it dance for us?
Well, I mean sail, but yes, you get the general idea.
Rig it up with strings and make it sail for us with one person.
In my head, it's like Solarem in like a spider web of nets just wiggling around, and I'm okay with that. I don't mention that out loud.
Okay.
We can make this work.
Okay. All right. So if the 3 of us were able to snag a sloop, we don't need the extra crew. We just set up your net, your rigging, and take off into the sunset.
I think we could.
Honestly, out of all of the things that have just happened, this is probably the most solid plan that we've come up with yet.
But first, let me tell you about the sausages.
Let me tell.
Okay. All right.
And I'll go ahead and explain the general concept of my idea. The goldfish water-breathing helms are essentially completed at this time. I've had enough time to finish those. I would give each of you one of them. Once the sausages are constructed, there's still a little tinkering I need to do to figure out exactly how much powder we need to use. But the 2 of you would go down, affix them to the side of the vessel, pull the drawstring, and it should, and come back up.
All right. I mean, yeah, that seems like that would work for raising a ship.
I mean, and then we could take it back to the guy, or we could sail off into the sunset. I mean, I'll be a passenger at that point. Assuming you come and pick me up, I'll be on the shore.
Okay.
Quick question, how do we keep the guards from grabbing us between landing on shore and you hopping on?
Well, I mean, the gods won't know we're doing anything suspicious.
That's true.
Because we're just recovering a ship.
Exactly.
As instructed.
And then testing its seaworthiness with the sea sausages.
Yes.
All right. I guess that's a pretty good plan A.
All
How
right.
much rope do you guys? You guys have rope, right? I got like.
Yes,
50
I have rope.
Yeah, I have about... Actually, no. I used my rope on her escape.
So we got 100 feet of rope. That should be enough. We'll be fine.
All right.
When did you use it on the escape?
Oh wait, no, I guess I didn't, thinking about it now. Because I thought there was that scaling, but we used his parachutes for that.
fall.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
We did use it
single-use
around
parachutes.
us to when we
but
were
it
going
didn't,
underwater,
like,
but I
disappear.
mean it didn't like go anywhere. So we used it, but not
it's
like
multi-use rope.
yeah.
Yeah, no, so I still have 50 feet.
Multi-use rope.
50 feet of hempen rope. So we still have 150 feet of rope.
Okay.
So that would, yeah, no, so again, in character, or out of character here. Plan A, we somehow find a way to pay for the sausages, the rest of the sausages, 23 gold, right?
We need 23 gold between the 3 of us.
Okay.
I think we can figure that out.
All right.
Well, I mean, I have the 23 gold.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the 200 you have in your chest there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was actually 40 gold.
Okay.
Total.
Can you do an insight?
Well, let me roll a deception against your insight.
Rollies.
Ooh, surprisingly good. That's a 17 on the die, but it's -1, so 16.
I rolled a 16. Meets beats. You got me.
How about 30?
Well, no, I mean, he asked for 40 gold. What I was trying to say was, it was another 23. If you wanted to count me back a little bit for, fact finding, then yeah, the 30 gold's fine.
Sure, yeah, 30 gold. And I will. I'll give him.
His cheeks turned a very dark shade of green.
The captain caught you.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'll give you. I'll toss 30 gold your way.
I will separate the 23 that I owe with the other 7, and I am now at 7 gold to my name.
Yay.
I only have 240 gold.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I need to sleep on this. It's evening at this point, right? Or,
Yeah.
I need to sleep on this because this is just we're gonna be in a lot. We're gonna be in deep if this doesn't pan out. So let's get this going.
Okay.
So you each take a night's rest, fully recover. You heal yourself from whatever bleeding that you had before.
Actually, before I go to sleep, I'm going to take out the map again by some candlelight and in secret. Make sure nobody's
Nobody's
watching
watching.
I
me.
imagine Git sleeps in the workshop.
Yeah.
Like standing up in his suit.
Yeah,
like it keeps
the
him up or
joints
something.
lock. A little fan comes out, little white noise machine.
He's got ASMR going in the suit.
And
Sorry.
it's okay. I take one of my daggers and I just kind of close my eyes and cut my hand a little bit and squeeze some blood over different parts of the map and see.
As you drip it around the map, it dabbles, and then you can see it kind of soak in. And then once it gets into the map, it travels back to the center. The text fades again, the map fades, and this clear, this reddish clear eye reappears in the center.
And the writing before was in Primordial. Is this also in Primordial? Is there any writing?
This is just an eye.
Okay.
So, and as you lift up the eye, you can see through the map, but everything is red.
So
It's
it's
like
I can see through it. It's like
Yeah, you can
it's
hold-
like a lens or like a.
It's like a lens,
You,
yeah.
you got half of a pair of 3D glasses there.
I got half of yeah. I just need somebody with blue blood. I need a Vulcan. Or the
Or a
green.
crab.
The green. I need a crab.
Oh.
Shell. Shell's the missing
Shell's
piece.
the missing
of this.
piece.
Do crabs have blue blood?
They do. They 100% do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right. So, does it just looks red looking through
Everything
the map?
just looks red.
Interesting.
I go to a window and I look up at the stars, looking through the map.
And they all look like these little red pinpricks.
That's crazy.
Dope.
Yeah.
Creepy looking.
And
it's a lens of
you
some sort. That's
see
cool.
as you lift it up into the sky, you see the moon overhead as it is a full moon this night, and the full moon it shines red through it. As you hold up you can step back and you see this beam of red light that hits the floor.
Oh, is it like a... No, sorry, I can't say anything because that's metagaming. That's yeah.
Okay, cool. That's so cool.
Sorry, I had to check which day it was. But...
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Yep. And so then, of course, you heal up because you go to sleep, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I go to sleep.
So it's an extra 3 points of damage, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Heal up overnight.
If
Cool.
that, it's a D4 plus 3 for my dagger.
Yep. 6.
So you each get a long rest. You wake up in the morning refreshed.
So I was just gonna try one more thing before I go to bed. I wanted to check in on Ortho and see if he's able to do the fetch trick that I taught him.
Yeah,
like beforehand. Okay. So I set down like my my rope on the end of at the end of the room, and I tell him, Ortho, fetch, and he flies over and grabs the rope.
He'll grab the end of it, and you see it lift up for a while, and you can see that he can probably carry, about 10 feet of the rope.
Okay.
Before it gets too heavy for him to carry anymore.
Okay. Good to know. And then I have him bring it over, and I wrap it up, and I stroke his feathers and say, "Good boy."
You have a hempen rope, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So about 10 feet of hempen rope he can carry by himself.
Yeah.
Good to know.
There are other types of rope, of course. But...
Right, yeah. But like as far as the rope that we have, he can do about 10 feet back and forth. Good to know. All right.
Anything that you'd like to do, Git, or are you just locking up? Because apparently I'm rushing everyone through.
No, you're fine. I imagine Git has finally finished the caps of water breathing. Just twisting the screwdriver the last time, and it finally, and like smoke comes out of it, and I look at the mackerel. Oh, you live this day. I'll chuck him back into the water, making eye contact the entire time.
So you pull him out of the barrel, and then there is like a cliff that goes down to the ocean, and you like toss him like 100 feet.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we all know
Spoilers: the mackerel's now the BBEG.
It would be.
But so now you guys wake up refreshed, and tell me what you're planning on doing as far as this plan goes.
All right.
Well, getting up bright and early to retrieve a ship from the bottom of the harbour.
Didn't he say it was going to take like a day and a half for him to even make the bladders?
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. We have to
Yeah, it
wait
was
for
about
that, don't we?
36 hours. So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
So you need probably another 24 hours.
Yeah, so in that time, while we're waiting for the necessary part of this plan to actually be crafted, I'm just gonna like walk around and look for Kaori. I'm just gonna be sort of like,
Have the boys returned with any news, perchance?
They've not returned at all.
oh. So yeah, I'm just gonna be wandering around town, being like, Kaori.
Oh, I
Yaga!
would say before the captain left, I would jump out, and I'm not telling her that I'm doing this. The little battery pack that I attached to the back of her backpack to turn it into the bag of holding. I'm gonna snatch that, so I can plug it into the other cap of water breathing.
Okay.
I don't think I had much stuff in there, so I don't know if I would know.
No, we
It's
were
just slightly heavier.
Yeah, it's just slightly heavier. It's like, oh.
Hey, Solarem, you wanna test these out?
I hate water.
I figured you would. You're a cat. Look at their eyes.
All
and
right,
I
all
shake
right.
them,
Can
and
we
their
go
eyes,
down to
like,
the-
wiggle.
Go down to the dock, I guess. Get this figured out.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. So the two of you head down to the dock.
To the dock, yeah.
15 on the check.
So as you kind of walk around and look for Kaori, you end up stumbling upon Shell. And he told you, "Oh, Bella, there was a man, silver armor. And he had like this fish crest. He's looking for you. He said you were a pirate.
Yes.
Just thought you should know that someone's poking around asking questions in the harbor district about you."
Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you, Shell.
No
We'll have the
problem.
tools ready to get your ship out from the harbour in a day or so.
Sounds great. Sounds great. You had a 15?
Yes.
With a 15, you do not discover any other signs of Kaori, and you don't see her.
Okay.
Dang it.
The two of you are at the.
We head down to the docks to try out these helms of water breathing.
Okay. Do you just hop into the water, or what?
I'm going to hand Tim one. I'm going to put one on myself, cinch it tight, because it is not built for my head. It is definitely built for Bella Bones.
We check for negative pressure, I suppose. See if we get the.
All right.
The breathe back.
Jump on 3. You ready? 1, 2.
And I jump and I grab him on 2.
Because I was not planning on jumping. And we both go in.
All right.
As you jump into the water, it feels rather warm, and it's definitely a tropical ocean. And you dive under, and you can see while there's only 2 ships that are currently docked that are floating, underneath them are supports to catch them when it reaches low tide, and you swim kind of out into the harbor a little bit. As you poke around, you can see 3 ships that are sunk.
All right.
As you look at them, each of them look in varying states of damaged. And I'll let you make an investigation check or a perception check.
Individual investigation checks, or do you want advantage on that? Because my investigation's not very good. I don't think.
Let me see what I've got real quick. So I'm playing on my laptop, so I only have a single screen. Ooh, my investigation's really good, so yes, please.
All right, you get advantage on that then, because I'm helping him out.
All right, so advantage, and for guidance, I'm going to tinker around and pull up a little flashlight that attaches to the side of my thing to help me see.
Nice.
Not nice. I rolled a 7 and an 8. So an 8 plus 1, that's 9, plus investigation 7, so 16.
Okay. With the 16, you look at each one of these ships. The sloop is missing the front end of it, and it looks like basically the front got blasted off, and then you can tell that it sunk front first and then sunk down. There is a brigantine that has 2 large holes on one side of the ship, and it filled in on one side, and you can see that it kind of settled down there. The brigantine, you can also tell that the mast had been broken, but probably broken after by other people trying to get it out, or it was probably after the fact that the mast got broken. And you can kind of tell that it could possibly be they would normally be sticking out of the water otherwise. There is a galley that is entirely on its side, and you can't really tell what's wrong with it.
So just to make sure, because I am in the Navy, but I've never been on a boat. A sloop is 1 mast, a brigantine is 2 mast, and the galley's 3 mast. Is that about right?
A galley is also 2 mast. You're correct. The brigantine is two masted. The galley is a little bit more of a warship. At least this galley is a little bit more of a warship than the brigantine. Brigantine's a little taller. The galley's a little wider.
Okay. I feel like I would need more sausages.
Yeah. If we're going to bring either of those up. Okay. So we scouted out the sloop.
Is there any other information that you're trying to...
The helmets are... The breathing apparatuses are working perfectly, right?
Yeah. I think that they're working.
I would like to look over and... Hey, I told you they'd work, right? Can he hear me?
I don't think he would be able to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So we got kind of this figured out.
All right.
Oh, dear.
Okay. So we head back up?
Yeah, you can head back up.
All right. We surface, and I uncinch the helmet and take it off, and I'm like, hey, it worked.
I never had a single doubt in my mind.
I'm sure you didn't.
I am obviously sweating.
Hot in that helmet, huh?
Very.
All right.
I
Okay.
think I think the captain's doing as I pull out my own tricorn hat and set it up on my head.
Very good. All right. While we're down there, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit up Shell because he needed help with the repairs and stuff, right? I'm like, you want to make a little bit of coin while we're down here?
I mean, might as well.
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring Git over, and we're gonna volunteer to help him out with repairing the additional ship that he's working on down at the docks.
Sounds good. He'll welcome your help. Do you want to go ahead and are you going to use carpentry or how are you going to help them?
I don't have proficiency in carpenter's tools, but I think like maybe some tinkering, mending checks would probably.
Yeah, I've definitely got I've got tinkering and this, that, and the other. I'll take the hammer that's given to me and craft the D&D version of a nail gun, just like a hammer that just
like a self reloading hammer.
Yeah, sure.
So I got an 18 on the die plus 1 from guidance. Am I adding anything?
No, I think that's definitely. Do you want to give me a check as well?
Sure. Yeah. I'll go ahead and just
and
rolling flat strength
make one
dex
for you as well. So
go ahead and give me dex. What? With guidance.
I make one for him as well, so guidance. So another D4 and add it to that.
Oh, add a D4?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. So that's a plus is 12.
Okay.
So not bad, but not great.
Yeah. So you definitely make a little bit of progress as far as repairing it. You feel like by the end of the day, you feel like a lot of it's patched up, and chances are now it just needs to be tarred and it's sellable.
And this is another sloop, or
this is the sloop that he already had pulled onto the shore.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is a different sloop, and he will pay you both 5 silver for the rest of the day.
Oh, I now have 5 silver.
Well, don't you have 7 gold also?
Oh, I do. Thank
Yes.
you. I have 7.5 gold.
What would you like to do for the rest of the day?
I think honestly she's probably just gonna kind of bum around and enjoy the town, and like I said, during that time just keep an eye out for Kaori, just kind of like canvassing, maybe go back to like the gates of the Iron District and see if I can like poke my head in and see her somewhere in there.
Yeah. So as you kind of wander around before you get to the Iron District, you do happen to see several times that you see this same guy that's in plate armor walking around, asking people and talking to people, and you walk by him, but he doesn't seem to notice you or identify you necessarily. As you get to the gate, you are not allowed in by the guards. Do you do anything to get past them?
No, I just kind of like look over. I'm like, it's fine. I don't need in. I just need you to move just for a second. I'm just trying to look past you, and your head's really big. Can you just like get down a little bit?
Fine.
Just like pop
and
a
they'll
squat,
kind of they'll step aside and let you like look in and be quick. Can I send a message for you?
Shh, no.
Looking for.
Okay. Then after I get done looking, I'll just be like, okay, thank you.
Okay. And afterwards you head your back towards the orphanage, correct? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me a perception check for him.
Oh, jeez, I'm so good at these, you guys.
Oh,
What is that? 18?
18, yeah.
-1, 17.
So there is a park in the trades ward, as that's backs up against the main road that heads up into the cliffside where the orphanage is. In this park, you happen to see 3 guys that pop out of this little, basically this little stone pops up, and you see 3 individuals climb out of it, and then they close it behind them, and then kind of sneak off into the trades ward.
I'm just gonna go over there and take a look at what they popped out of.
Okay. Are you trying to hide yourself from them at all?
Yes.
Okay. I will. I don't need to roll for it.
Okay.
There.
We'll just wait till they leave and then.
I want to make sure. I want to know if you're just like heading straight there, or if you're like waiting and trying to.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Where are you going?
And so you go up to the stone. Basically, this what would normally be like a stone that's placed into the ground to be decorative. There's a fountain that's nearby. You lift it up, and there is a ladder and a tunnel that goes down.
Just kind of like look around. Is there any like markings or thieves' cant?
There's not any markings on this.
No. Okay. In thieves' cant, I'm just going to leave a little note that says, haha.
Okay.
Yeah, but like in thieves' cant, like
Absolutely.
like the equivalent of like,
Yeah. I found your hole.
Yeah.
Kind of, your hidey hole. Yeah.
And I'm gonna like climb down the ladder.
Okay. You climb down the ladder. You get into a chamber. Inside this chamber, there are 2 chairs and a table, and then there's 2 tunnels that look like sewage tunnels. One that goes kind of more into the trades ward, and one that goes towards the iron district.
Because crawling down into tunnels by yourself always ends well.
Yes. Cool. Okay. I'm just gonna go and explore a little bit.
Okay.
Towards the iron district tunnel.
Okay. You go down that tunnel. You find another chamber. Inside this one, there are several metal pots. And there are an additional 3 tunnels, one that goes towards the harbor district, one that goes into the trades ward, and one that continues towards the iron district.
Anything in the pots? I almost hate to ask. Is it really gross? Are they chamber pots?
No, these are large.
Okay.
They look like cooking pots. Inside is kind of like this sticky tar substance that's lined up against the walls.
Doesn't sound much better than a chamber pot.
Yeah. I'm gonna like get like a little a little vial, and I'm gonna try and get some of the gross stuff into the vial.
Okay, you probably need to take your dagger and kind of scrape it a little bit. As you move it, it just starts to glow a little bit, and then you pop it off and you can put it into a vial. If you
Does it glow like the mushrooms?
Same color, yeah.
All right.
I give it a little sniff.
It is very reminiscent of the mushrooms, but it smells a lot sweeter and kind of a little mapley.
They're making syrup.
I'm gonna lick it.
You lick it, and it again tastes like the mushrooms, but it tastes like a burnt, like a burnt mapley, but very sweet version of the mushrooms.
Caramel bad decisions.
Caramelized regret.
Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to. I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Okay, you continue straight forward. You wander down this path. You reach another. As you continue straight, there is another tunnel that goes towards the harbor district. Would you like to go straight or towards the harbor district?
straight would be continuing to the Iron District,
Yes.
right? I'm going to keep going towards the Iron District.
And as you're heading this way, you continue heading and it down, and you head down for a little while, and then you find yourself coming out of this tunnel into the chamber that you guys found the canoes beneath the waterfall.
Huh.
Oh, that's where that gate went.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, there's 3 tunnels
Okay.
on the north end of the waterfall chamber
Okay.
that weren't really explained. There's 3 tunnels that come out. You totally see the gate. The gate. If you're looking forward, there's this big pool. On the opposite side of the pool would be where the 3 canoes were. On the far right, there is a gate. Inside this chamber, you see what is a burnt out fire pit, and you see a boat that's been hauled in here that is currently broken in half, but you can see that somebody's trying to repair it.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, if we
A larger boat.
I was going to say, if we... Yeah, I'll let you get back and tell us or not. Because that's metagaming.
Excuse me. Yeah, okay. I head back the direction that I came from, taking all of that in.
All the way back to where you came in?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you pop back out in the park, and you can head the rest of the way and meet back up at the orphanage tonight.
Can you tell us about it?
Guys! You'll never guess what I found.
I'm gonna try. It was something that you put in your mouth. You licked it. You tried to eat it, didn't you?
I mean, you're not...
Oh, and you totally feel that same numb, tingly sensation.
You're not wrong.
I would hazard a guess that you even feel it a little stronger this time.
Definitely not wrong. Wrong. Yeah, found some stuff.
Captain, focus.
Focus. You know that park near the orphanage?
Right.
There's like a little hole that I saw people like popping out of and like climbing out of. So I went and climbed down into the hole.
By yourself?
Yes.
Don't do that again.
What?
Come get us.
Okay. Do you want to go now? And see it?
I mean, maybe finish your story first.
Okay. So I go down into the hole, and I find there's like a bunch of pots down there, and it has this weird tar stuff.
That's
and
what you ate, isn't
I
it?
show you the vial. And at first, I put it in a vial so maybe you could identify it, Git. And here, but then it looked really familiar. It started glowing, and then it reminded me of the mushrooms that I ate that one time. And I smelled it, and then it smelled like the mushrooms I ate that one time. So then I licked it, and then it tasted like the mushrooms I ate that one time. It turns out it's just like this weird mapley concoction of the mushrooms that I ate that one time.
All right.
And then I kept going further, and I was headed in the direction of the Iron District, and I came across, you know, we found those canoes when we escaped prison together.
Right.
Yeah.
Bonding. Well, I came across that little chasm with where all of the canoes were. Only now there was a ship there that was sort of broken in half that looks like somebody's working on it.
How big of a ship?
Oh.
This was probably maybe just a little larger than a sloop. You're probably talking about a ketch, but this looks like a ketch that maybe was more used for fishing than it like deeper sea fishing than it was used for transport.
A little bit bigger sloop, I would say.
All right. And how you said it was still broken in half?
Yeah. Yes, it's broken in half, very broken, but it looks like there's been some recent repairs on it. I didn't see anybody down there, though.
All right. Well.
But anyway, there's way more tunnels to explore, and I wanted to explore them more. But then that little voice that's in my head sometimes that says, "It's a bad idea, stop what you're doing, like, go check it with somebody," was kind of like getting a little loud. So then I came back up here and told you guys about it. And now we're all caught up.
Our little voices are so very, very different. Mine usually says burn things and take insurance money.
You guys have voices in your heads?
Don't you?
No, that's weird.
God, and I'll lean into Bella. He's a weird one, ain't he?
Super weird.
Okay. All right. Well, do we want to keep exploring those tunnels and see what we come across, or do we want to just hang tight and stick with the inflatable bladder plan?
I'll be honest. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, by all means. I was just going to say we got 12 more hours before we get our bladders. We got time to explore options.
Exactly. And I was going to say, I'll be honest, I'm going to explore it one way or the other.
All right. Well, we might as well come along then.
Plus, if I'm underground, that weird guy that's been following me around and asking about me can't follow us.
Hold on, sweetheart. What?
The guy, there's a guy. He's in like a fish armor.
Yeah.
Like how elaborate is his armor? Is it like shoddy armor? Is it like full?
It's like really nice
armor?
shiny armor, and it's got like a little fish on it. And he keeps like asking about me.
I think you absolutely recognize this as the guy that followed you guys into the iron, or followed Bella into the Iron District.
Love, I don't think he's one of you. I don't think he's a suitor.
No.
I think he might just be here for the money.
Oh.
1,000 gold.
Well, he walked right by me and didn't even look at me, so he's not a very good bounty hunter, is he?
What were you wearing?
This?
Is this still like the dress, or
No, it's just my regular clothes. It was like earlier today, like before I hopped into the hole.
No, you're right. He's a
he's a
really bad
shite bounty hunter. He walked right by me.
Okay.
So I don't think we really have to worry about him one way or another.
Well, I mean, even a broken chronometer's right twice a day.
Well, let's hope it's not tonight.
Well, be more careful. I know what he looks like. You know what he looks like. We know who to avoid.
Giant guy, shiny armor, fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pretty much stand out in a crowd. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go explore some more of these tunnels, I suppose.
Okay. So you head back to the same entrance that you found before. So
before we leave, I'm checking in for Ovenzad again.
They have not made their way back, and you can, and Leith, what's her name, right? She is rather distraught. Usually, like, them not coming back at nighttime is one thing.
Yeah.
But them not coming back for this long is not normal for them.
Okay. All right. Something tells me the boys are in trouble. We might need to do a little investigation back on that island. We'll see.
All right. Do they go out in particular like this often?
No. They usually come back within the first day or so. If they've been gone this long, and it's been about 24 hours since they left. They probably bit off a little bit more than they can chew. So
I'll be honest with you, nothing staunches an investment opportunity like lost kids. Believe me, I know. So I'm down to help find these kids.
all right. Well, let's see if we can find out a little bit more about these tunnels and maybe sneak back up.
Who knows? Maybe they're down there.
It's possible. All right. So we head on down the tunnels.
Okay. You head into the same chamber that you were in before. There are two tunnels that go off from it. One that goes towards the Iron District, and one that goes into the Trades Ward.
Okay.
So I'll point at the one that I followed, and I was like, that one is, if you keep following it in the same direction, it forks again a little bit further down. But if you keep following in the same direction towards the Iron District, that's where the cavern was with the canoes.
Right. So, do we want to explore the unknown tunnel first, or do we want to head back towards the cavern?
I mean, we could flip a coin.
Sure.
Anybody got one?
Yeah. Pull out my silver coin.
Holding my hand out.
I look him straight in the eye, and I flip the coin myself. Heads we go for the cavern, tails we explore the unknown tunnel. That doesn't count. Heads.
All right. Heads, we go down the same tunnel.
Cavern.
Okay, so you head down that direction. You get to the room with the pots. The pots are no longer there.
This is where the pots were.
And
They're gone now.
there's the chamber that heads down towards the cavern that you're headed before, and then there's two other paths, one that goes towards the trades district and one that goes into the harbor district.
Are there any like footprints or anything?
Not necessarily
Drag marks?
distinctly. I mean, there's a lot of footprints, but not any that you can distinguish as being fresh.
This is the room where the pots were. Now they're gone.
Right. So whatever they're making out of these mushrooms is probably untoward if they're hiding it.
They were pretty fantastic mushrooms.
Oh, fantastic for what, exactly?
I can't explain it. You just have to try one for yourself.
I'll pass. But they're making this, whatever this weird goop is out of it. I'm glad you got a vial of it before it disappeared.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Let me just try something real quick. Then I'll reach in my pocket and I'll pull up my goggles and I'll pull them down. And I'm casting Detect Magic.
You do not feel like anything is necessarily magical here.
If he looks at the vial.
The vial would
anything?
not be magical either.
Okay.
I do not detect anything magical here. This lasts for 10 minutes. Let's keep moving.
Okay.
So we head back to the secret cavern.
So you head down to the secret cavern. On your way, there is one fork. I assume you don't go on it, and then it starts heading down. You get to the secret cavern. Who is first?
I guess I'll take point.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
All right. That is a 23.
Okay.
Nice.
As you peek into this chamber, you see 8 individuals that are, a few of them are working on the ship, and then you see a large pot over a fire where they're boiling something. And you got a pretty good stealth check, so I'm assuming that you can even kind of sneakily step in a little bit closer. These look like they're were-rats. So
Interesting. And just to confirm, like, Ovid and Zod didn't have any sort of special abilities or anything like that. They were just orphans, right? Just boys?
they weren't were creatures. No.
That's what I thought.
An
Okay.
orphan's special power is the power of love.
I've met plenty of orphans with special powers, and
They
none of them
were
were rats.
orphans.
We're orphans. Only an
We're
orphan.
orphans, but only by the full moon.
Oh my gosh.
So were rats repairing the ship. I take special note of like the pots that they're boiling the stuff in. What are they doing with it?
Right now, it looks like they're just boiling it, but you do see that the shelves that were empty, there's stuff on now.
The stuff on the shelves.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna sit and watch for like a full minute just to see if I can tell what the boiling stuff is for.
Okay. Does anyone else try to sneak into this chamber to look around?
What
In
do
that
you
minute.
see?
Okay.
I have disadvantage on stealth, so the answer to that is no.
So I'll go ahead and so after the full minute, is anybody sneaking out? Are you sneaking out or?
What do you see?
And then after the full minute, I'm gonna head on back.
For the full minute, what you see is that several people are building and repairing the ship. You see that 2 of them are using magic to do so.
Okay.
Then you see people kind of taking turns stirring this pot, and you'll notice that whoever is currently stirring it wears a mask while doing it.
Okay.
But it seems like they're boiling it down. Within a minute, you don't see what they do with it.
All right. So I'll go ahead and head on back. I described the pots to Bella. Do they sound similar to what
It's exactly the same kind of pot.
All right. So whatever they're doing, they're boiling down this mushroom goop, and I don't know what they're using it for, but it's definitely the same pots that we saw in the hallway earlier. And they're were-rats.
Were-rats?
Yeah, they're people during the day, but do I know how were-rats work, or just full moon they turn into rats?
Yeah, were creatures are very common.
Yeah.
However, they tend to run in packs of similar kind.
Right. So we met the were sharks. There's the were crab, right? Or is that just a crustacean man?
It's just a crustacean.
Okay, so he's not a were crab. All right.
He's a there crab.
He's a there crab.
There crab. Anyway, so we met the were sharks. They can only change when they get wet, though, right?
Well, being wet helps them change.
Yeah.
If they're dried out, they can't change.
If they're dry, they can't change. Okay. And then the were-rats, by the full moon, they just turn into rats. Or rat people.
Yeah, and they can change as an action as well. They can. So they can just transform.
Okay.
When you saw them, they were in their hybrid state.
Okay.
They were kind of like halfway in between.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you have any idea of like what kind of part of society they might be, or if are they like looked down on? Are they considered the dregs of society, or are they just people?
I mean, I would assume by what you know and what they're doing, you could probably assume that they're not necessarily considered the highest, but I don't think that's because they're were creatures. I think that's because what they're doing.
I'm thinking this might be a possible crew eventually. Is it possible for us to sneak back through to the? Did it look like it would be a high possibility for us to sneak back through to the cavern that we came in and backtrack? Without being detected, or
you mean the cavern that you swam through?
Yeah,
because that's just basically the pool. If you get into the pool and swim straight down, it eventually juts over to where that cavern is.
Yeah.
My assumption is as soon as you guys start splashing, that's going to draw a little bit more attention. So that might be a little bit harder of a check than if you're just peeking out and watching from this dark tunnel.
Okay.
What are you doing anything for all of this?
I'm contemplating. I'm looking at the quality of their alchemical tools. Like, is this a well-funded operation?
Do you want to just give me a stealth check to peek out? I'll let you guidance yourself.
Thanks. It's going to be a disadvantage. Let's see how this goes. I got a nat 20.
Nice.
But it's a disadvantage, so I got a 12 plus 1.
And did you add your guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's see. I don't think I have anything else. I'm having to run off my phone. I'm pretty sure so it's 13 plus. No, just I have a D for stealth. To remind me, it's a disadvantage. 13.
So I think with your knowledge of things, you clearly can see what they're doing is condensing the chemical. This looks like in the same process that you use to make maple syrup, the same process that you use for a lot of things to make something more potent.
I guess my question is really the quality of the equipment they're using.
Is
this a well-funded operation?
No,
or is
this
cooking meth in the garage.
This is cooking meth in the garage. And you still have your detect magic on. As you look around, that gate that you saw earlier blares like the sun as far as being magical. Not only that, there is this channel that comes out from that gate and goes to a pool that lights up as well. While you can't, you assume that the magic is connected to unlocking the gate as far as this pool goes, but it doesn't necessarily fit into a typical I guess brand.
School of Magic, yeah.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This reeks of what we call desperation. Generally, people don't concoct these kind of things unless they have to. I don't know that that's the best kind of crew we're looking for.
No.
Granted, we're about to steal a ship. I don't want our stolen ship to be stolen from us.
It's true.
And then make a sale of our skin.
Let's head back and see what's down some other caverns.
Okay, and that is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Diving back into the caverns.
Thank you all for watching and tuning into tonight's game. Hopefully you enjoyed our exploring of many different things tonight. Again, our future games, the 19th is the next game for this, and I believe the 15th is the next one for yet another. Is that correct, Dominic?
Let me double check that here. Yeah.
Otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Please like
The 16th.
and the 16th. The 16th is the next one for yet another adventuring party. Please like and subscribe if you want to be tuned into more content, or follow us on Twitch. I don't know. Yeah, I guess people could be tuning in from Facebook as well. So if you just want to
Just follow us everywhere.
Yeah, just follow us everywhere. Otherwise, like I mentioned at the very beginning, if you find our Discord, you can tune into us, follow different memes that are a lot of times created by Dominic.
Yeah.
He creates some great ones. We have some cool memes in there, and we're all in there, and pretty soon we'll be having games take place in there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Tune in next time.
See you guys.
Toodles.